where your child's at, have them come for hair analysis. That's what I offer to actually explain what things they're deficient in and what we need to supplement them with. And it's not expensive. Well, I charge less for hair analysis than most people. I charge $175, but naturopaths offer it for over $300. But it's definitely a really, really good indication of where your health is at right now. And it can be done over the phone. You mail your hair in, and then you get the results over the phone. Now, there's another thing that I haven't talked about that's really important in preventing disease in children. I talked already about using food and meal times and preparatory times as nurturing for the child. But what I haven't really been clear about is that our emotions play a huge role in the health of our children. If our children are stressed out, they're unhappy, they're not having their needs met, they will likely become sick because our minds govern the reality of our body and our physical health. You think about people you've known or yourselves when you've been in love. Have you ever fallen in love and in those first few months got sick? No. You fall in love and your body's filled with love and you are not sick. It's when your body is filled with fear, anger, resentment that it becomes sick. So the emotions play a huge role, which is why I also had to go into studying emotional well-being, because if I was just studying physical well-being, I was only seeing half the picture. And I needed to understand how the emotions are affecting health. So when you have a situation where your child's always stressed out, I'll give you a perfect example. So a lot of people come to me for help with their children with eczema. They do all the dietary recommendations. They do the food sensitivity testing. They remove all the problematic foods. They start giving them the probiotics and the fish oils. The child's doing better, invariably. But then they say, it's still happening. It's just not as bad. What can I do? And I say, well, this is when we have to look at the emotional connection. The emotional connection to eczema in a child is stress. Usually the parent is so stressed out that they're passing their stress on to their child. So when I explain that, and I've literally seen this, the mother will start to do things to be less stressed, or at least not show it as much to her child, be very conscious of it, and the eczema will go away. Psoriasis is one of the hardest things to overcome. And I had two parents come to me for help for their son, but they didn't come for help for his psoriasis. They came for help because they weren't getting along with their son. He was 19, and he was even saying bad things about them on Facebook. And they were very bothered about this. It had been going on 2 years. They just felt they were really good parents. They had all these other kids that they got along with well, but this one child they couldn't get along with. So we determined that they weren't meeting his needs. That's always the case. When a child is in distress, their needs are not being met, whether it's physical or emotional. We determined what needs were not being met and what to do about it. They had a meeting, which took about 5 hours, with their son, where they apologized for not being able to meet his needs and not knowing that they were not meeting his needs. The following week, the son's psoriasis underneath his knees went completely away. Psoriasis is linked to your belief about yourself and feeling down about yourself. And the mother said, I didn't mention this to you before, but my son has psoriasis, but after we started rebuilding our relationship, his psoriasis it's gone. Is there a link? And I said, absolutely, but I couldn't believe that she could figure out there was a link. That was incredible to me. So all of these things come into play in raising a healthy, happy child. I've been researching this since 1999, so 17 years now, and studying all the time. I was studying all the time for many years, but now I don't need to study as much because I know, even these books, the one that teaches you how to raise a healthy child physically, came out in 2010, nothing needs to be updated in this book. There's some brand names that don't exist anymore, but otherwise it's all the same information because I understand it now. It's literally going back to how things used to be. And the more we can go back to the way things used to be in terms of how we eat, how we replenish our bodies with minerals, how we decrease the stress. By the way, we don't have to answer our phone every time it rings. We don't have to check our emails every hour. So start thinking about what you're going to do differently than the majority, and whatever it is you choose to do will put you in good stead for the future, and you'll be able to help your families do the same. I'm at booth 509 if you want to come purchase books, and that booth is the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, where I teach pediatrics, so you can ask questions about the program there as well. I wish you all the best in being the healthiest you can be.